Hey you, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel and to the 15th day of my ARTOBER challenge. If you want to watch the previous videos, I've linked them down below and they will appear in a playlist when the month is over. The way this works is that I have 4 different prompt lists I want to work from that I randomize each day, and then I randomize which day's prompt I'm going to do. These prompt lists are Witchtober, Drawtober, Swordtober, and my own list that I've made. Then I put forth the extra challenge to create a work with a limited palette via this set of palettes. I flip a coin, heads for set A or tails for set B, then I randomize another number to pick which palette I'm going to work with. Today I spun the wheel and it landed on Swordtober again, which I'm excited for. I'm getting used to it. I randomized the day number and got day 21, which is the prompt glowing, which is an effect I literally just used yesterday, but I'm going to do it again. And maybe do it a little better, who knows? So this should be interesting. I then flipped a coin and got heads for set A, and the random number I got was 30. Yet more pinks, but these seem more reddish pinks than the others I've gotten so far, so let's see. I originally started with a digital piece for today's prompt due to the color scheme being really similar colors. However, for some reason, my computer decided that it didn't want to run OBS and Psy at the same time, and Psy was lagging behind like at least a full 5 seconds, which was just no good for both the recording and my sanity, so I scrapped it. It was going to be too similar to yesterday's entry anyway, so this was probably for the best. I remembered wanting to do something with the katana that I wanted to do yesterday, so I started there. The slight bend in the sword was giving me trouble though, and I figured the piece could use a person holding the sword instead of just the sword itself. So yeah, I tried using like a ruler, but again, just didn't quite work. I thought about doing a traditional samurai stance, but I didn't really know what it looked like, so I googled it, naturally. I mean, not after trying my hardest to go off memory. When it started coming out not great, that was when I decided to use Google. I did give my brain a shot and it failed me, but at least it tried. To be fair, I was also telling it to do a straight on pose that would cause a lot of things to be foreshortened, and while I'm not opposed to practicing foreshortening, I'm already having enough frustration from the digital work not panning out and the sketch not coming out the way I would have liked, so yeah, no. In addition, the face was absolutely not working. The eyes looked crazy and the grimace kept looking more like a weird lopsy grin, and it was just, no, none of that. So, after a quick Google search for all the traditional stances, the stance I went with was a profile stance, because I love torturing myself apparently. I've done several of them this month already because I know it's something I need to practice, but I still don't like it. My shortcut around that was to make the character wear a hood. I want to draw hoods more often anyway, so yeah, it pans out. I did a mini version of the pose and decided I had a good enough idea of it and moved on to another page to get a bigger version of the stance down. I kept having issues with proportions, particularly with the head and the legs. Once again, I forgot that it's easier to start with the body and leave the head for last, but in the end it worked out. So yeah, I'll probably never remember to draw the body first, ever. That being said, I liked where it was going after putting on the hood, so I skipped over to the sketchbook with thicker paper that's actually able to hold most of the abuse I put it through with the markers. I don't remember the brand of this sketchbook, but I know it's technically a mixed media sketchbook. It mostly just has my swatch pages for my watercolors, markers, acrylics, the heavier media. Towards the back of it now actually has a lot of the ARTOBER prompts. Some of them I really like, and others I don't. But they all show that I'm practicing and working to get better, and I'm proud of that at least. I'm hoping on the 31st, or maybe a little bit after, I'll do a video going over all of my pieces from each of the days, even the day that, I totally didn't skip. Day 12. I'll show the whip that was started for that and technically finished, but I hated it and didn't want to upload it because I'm fine with uploading things that maybe not be my best if it's every day, but if it was something that bad, no, I'd rather just skip. Not all of the works are in the same sketchbook, especially since some of them are digital, but I'll do my best to collect them all in the proper order, and hopefully you'll see that. I realized the other day that on my Twitter, I'd accidentally posted day 10's results twice, skipping over day 9 somehow, but I fixed that. By the way, my Twitter is at FeatherKatelyn, FeatherKatelynn. Heather Caitlin was taken, which I guess shouldn't be surprising because I don't think my name is unique at all, but it still makes me kind of sad that I can't be consistent about it. Oh well. My work from these videos and more are also on my Instagram at heathercaitlin.art. They'll both be linked down in the description, so feel free to check them out and maybe give me a follow. That'd be cool. When it came to coloring this piece, I had a hard time with planning out which colors went where. I mean, I have a hard time seeing the end result in my head anyway, because everything just jumbles together, so I tried to piece it the best I could. I figured that the darker colors should be on the outer layers because they would be less noticeable, at least opposed to the brighter pinks, So I started with the skin tone that was thankfully in this palette, and then basically wung it with the rest. It didn't help that these markers, most of them being Blick Studio markers, the colors on the page don't always match the color on the barrel, especially the red. I mean, the peach was also wildly off, but the red came out way more of like a berry color, which was pretty annoying because then that means there's no actual like true red in this set, which is annoying because I think it's a 24 set, you would think would have a red, but whatever. Going through these palettes at least helps me figure out which colors I should invest in the future, so there's that. I did the glowing effect with the pink Copic and the Spectrum Noir colorless blender, which worked out great along the sword and the front of the character and fits the prompt for the day. At the end, I added a pattern in the background to ground the character and prevent them from just kind of floating on the page. It makes it look nicer, basically. And that's it for day 15 of my ARTOBER challenge. I'm really proud of this one, despite the rocky start, and I think I'm going to use her for a D&D character in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye bye!